So you wanted your daughter to have everything in the world. Well, why not?
But no money, no job, no business experience to help me get one. Finally, I took the only job I could get, a waitress. I made a deal with the owner to furnish the pies and pastry. It didn't leave much time for sleep, but it kept the house going, and it paid for Vita's piano lessons and bought her new clothes. But then came the day when Vita found out.
A waitress? My mother, a waitress? Oh, I'm so ashamed.
Well, I took the only job I could get, Vita.
But waiting on tables. Oh, why did you have to degrade us? Maybe now I know why Father...
Oh, Vita, I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't. Oh, don't you see, darling? I'd never have taken the job if I hadn't wanted to keep us together under the same roof. And besides, if I can learn the restaurant business, Well, someday I can open a place of my own, maybe. Give me time, darling.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mother. Oh, I am, really. And if anyone asks me, I can always lie to them.
Oh, no. You'll tell them that I'm a waitress.
But why? After all, if we're going to have our own restaurant.
No, it wasn't quite that easy, Inspector. A year went by and my restaurant seemed as far off as ever. And then one day I rushed into Wally Fay's real estate office.
Mildred, well, what do you know?
Hello, Wally.
Sit down.
And I just don't get any ideas, you know. This is business.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to open up a restaurant and you're going to help me. Oh, please, Wally.
Okay.
Well, I found the location I want. It's an old house that hasn't been lived in for years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's right near a busy intersection, which means it's good for drive-in trade. And not another restaurant for 3 miles.
Listen's good. What's the address?
35904 Glen Oaks Boulevard.
Oh, let me see if I got a listing on it.
Oh, Wally, I've got to get that house. You know what the angles are, and I don't, but I want that property.
Well, listed all right.
Yes?
See, $10,000.
Ooh.
That means they'll take 8. Owned by the Berrigan estate.
Yes.
Berrigan.
You know them?
Some old Pasadena family.
Well?
Well, it says here that the Berrigan estate has already lost 2 pieces of property because of back taxes. Relax, honey, and watch little Wally go to work.
That's how I met Monty Berrigan, Inspector. Wally and I drove out to see him. He was at the beach house.
Where we found him tonight?
Yes. I let Wally do most of it.
And that's our offer, Mr. Berrigan. How do you like it?
Mrs. Pierce wants to buy the property, but she doesn't want to pay for it.
Well, she needs time, Mr. Berrigan. Once the restaurant gets on its feet, you'll get $9,000.
I'm asking 10.
And you'd settle for 8.
It's a very unusual offer, Mrs. Pierce. You think you can make 9,000 clear in a year?
Well, Mr. Berrigan, I've figured very conservatively. Yes, I think I can make it.
Now, look at it this way. If the place makes money, you get $1,000 more. If it doesn't, you get your property back in much better condition than it is now.
No, I'm afraid I'm not interested.
Oh, please listen, Mr. Berrigan. I'm putting every cent I have into this place. Believe me, I haven't very much. I can't afford to lose any more than you. Look, I have all the information right here in black and white. I know exactly what it will cost and how much I can expect to make. I know I can swing it. I know I can.
Very well. It's a deal.
What?
Oh.
Well, just like that?
Why not? Take care of the details, Mr. Fay.
Yeah.
Well, Mrs. Pierce, how does it feel to be the owner of a white elephant?
Oh, it feels wonderful.
Nice guy, that Berrigan. He likes you, honey.
Does he? He's good looking.
Yeah, but no brains. Now, what about that husband of yours?
Bert?
Mm-hmm, Bert. You're still married to him, you know. Well, what I mean, you open the restaurant and boom, Bert's creditors start trying to take it away from you. Just ask a lawyer about community property.
Oh, well, I'm seeing Bert on Saturday. He's taking Vita for the day.
Mm-hmm. Just remember, honey, no divorce, no restaurant.
I don't want to even talk about it, Mildred. Not now. Where's Vita?
She's getting dressed. She'll be down in a minute. Bert, it's for her sake. I've got to think of her future.
Vita thinks you're wonderful, doesn't she? Well, I'll have to know a lot more about this deal with Wally Fay. It's pretty obvious you mean a lot to Wally Fay.
I can't help it if you believe everything he tells you. Bert, listen. I've put everything I've got into this restaurant. I've got a big loan from the bank that's got to be paid off. Suddenly, everything's starting to take shape. Well, I've worked hard and long, and I'm going to get that divorce.
No, you're not.
There's very little you can do about it.
If you don't mind, tell Vida I'm waiting for her.
Not a very pleasant story, is it, Inspector?
So you filed for divorce?
Yes, and I quit my job. Spent every minute at the restaurant trying to help speed things along. Then, one Sunday morning, I had a visitor.
Where do you find the energy, Mrs. Pierce?
Well, the silent partner. Come in, Mr. Berrigan.
Well, I decided I've been silent long enough. I came by to check up on my investment.
Mm-hmm. Well?
It's wonderful. I'd never recognized the old place. But today's Sunday. Why don't you get out of here?
Oh, I'd love to, but I'm awfully busy. Look, isn't the bar nice?
I've got a nice bar, too. At the beach house. I also have an ocean.
Well, why should people come here to eat and go someplace else for a drink? That's why I put the bar in.
Now, getting back to my ocean, let's have a swim and forget all about our investment.
No, I couldn't possibly.
As you grow older, Mrs. Pierce, you will find that the only things you regret are the things you didn't do.
You win, Mr. Berrigan.
Yeah, I'll drive you home. Pick up your bathing suit, and if your daughter would like to come along.
Well, that's very nice of you inviting Vida. She'd love to come.
Oh, she would, huh?
But she's away for the day.
Well, I'm beginning to think Vida's a very understanding daughter. This is wonderful. You know, I can't even remember the last time I relaxed like this. Now, tell me, you live here all the year round? Oh, no. I have the old family mansion in Pasadena, complete with iron deer on the front lawn and the ghosts of my ancestors. I moved down here in the spring.
Oh, it must be wonderful.
Yes, but lonely. How about a drink?
Oh, no, thanks. You know, it's none of my business, but I think you drink too much.
I know. I do too much of everything. I'm spoiled.
Monty Berrigan. That's an unusual name.
I'm an unusual fellow.
Berrigan. Spanish?
Mostly a little Italian thrown in.
And just what do you do, Mr. Berrigan?
I loaf. Oh, in a highly decorative and charming manner. You know, you're very beautiful when you smile. Mildred, look at me. I'm not very impressionable. I lost my awe of women at an early age. But ever since you first came here, I thought of nothing but what I'd say to you when we met again. Now I can't say anything. You take my breath away.
Do I? I like you, Monty. You make me feel, I don't know, warm and...
Wanted? Beautiful.
Yes.
My heart's beating like a schoolboy's. I've fallen in love, Mildred. I've fallen in love with you.
And that was when, Mrs. Berrigan? 3 years ago?
Yes. And now Monty's dead. And you think Bert killed him? You're wrong, Inspector.